What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed. If you are, if you aren't, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, while you're at it, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this conversation. I recently did a conversation / H&M drama and shared some things that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had to say with regards to what they feel are constant jabs and the cheap shots, quote unquote, that people are bringing towards them when it comes to things that are being said about them. And, you know, it's funny because I was just saying they can dish it, but they can't take it because they have pretty much started what do you want to say? I won't necessarily say they started it. Okay, they had what they felt, I guess, were the tabloids in the UK that were constantly doing stories about them. Whether the stories were true or not, they were making profit from it. So, okay, fine. Be pissed about that. But when it comes to them leaving the UK and coming to the US, they pretty much made it their business to tear down his family. It's not her family. She married into it, but to tear down his family and to make it seem like she just couldn't bear all of this racism that she was subjected to. But it wasn't so much that. It was really she did not view herself as a black woman, which she is not. She's not a black woman. That's fine. She's biracial. But I believe she was more insulted by the fact that people would view her that way because she's made it her life's mission to not be seen as a black woman. Not saying that she was ashamed of her mother. It's not necessarily like that movie Imitation of Life. If you don't know it, look it up. If you have seen that movie, then you know exactly what I mean. But the girl who was passable because she was biracial, her mom was an African-American maid, and they lived with the family that the mother worked for. And the mother was a Caucasian, wealthy Hollywood actress. So she wanted to be seen more as like the daughter of that woman. So she was ashamed of her mother. So she hid the fact that she was biracial and she was passable. And she pretty much hated her mom until her mom died. Literally was in the casket in the church. And at that point in time, she realized that she had a really amazing mom, but she was denying her mom. I'm not saying that's exactly the case with Meghan Markle. She doesn't seem to be ashamed of her mother at all, but she definitely does not view herself looking like her mom, and she doesn't. So with that being said, they had to have a response to anything that was put out there that they viewed as negative, even if what they viewed as negative was the truth. The truth of the matter is Spotify dropped the podcast. It wasn't a lie, but the guy who made his comments at Spotify talking about how they were effing grifters, yeah, it's his opinion, but honestly, was it a lie? Because if you are granted $20 million and all you did was produce 12 episodes of a podcast, that might be seen as being a lazy effing grifter. So, yes, you may see it as a cheap shot, but some others may view it as the truth. Well, recently they wanted to come out and share their views on why some things just really haven't been working out. So I'm going to share this article, and the article's from page 6, and it says that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle reportedly believe outside forces are responsible for their inability to find success after leaving their duties as senior royals. The word is that they think they've been really unlucky, a source in Los Angeles told the Daily Mail on Saturday. The insider added that the couple reportedly believe the pandemic, economic downturns, and the ill health and subsequent deaths of Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth II hampered their attempts to build careers in the private sector. Page 6 has reached out to their reps for comment. The Duke and Duchess, 38 and 41 respectively, announced that they would be stepping down from senior royal duties in January 2020, just months before the world went into lockdown due to the C pandemic. They then gave an explosive interview with Oprah in March 2021, in which they spoke candidly about their unhappiness with the royal family, including an incendiary claim that an unnamed member questioned Prince Archie's skin color before he was born. I'm sorry, I was laughing. Anyway, a month after the sit down, the Duke of Edinburgh died at age 99. In August 2022, Meghan launched a podcast, Archetypes, but it was overshadowed by the death of the Queen the following month. Despite the podcast attracting big ratings, Spotify announced alongside the Duke and Duchess in June that they would no longer be working together. An insider told the New York Post at the time that the couple had not produced enough content to justify their $20 million deal. The news came on the heels of the streaming giant cutting 200 jobs in an effort to save funds. A source then also implied that Spotify was mystified by some of Harry's suggestions for other podcast ideas. The royal reportedly pitched a series of interviews with notable figures like Vladimir Putin, Donald Trump, and Mark Zuckerberg about their childhood traumas. It's like kind of weird because it's like, okay, Harry, he wants to talk about childhood trauma. So you're putting yourself in the same category as someone like Vladimir Putin, like a crazed lunatic who's waged war on a country that he's trying to take over and has this communist society that he rules over where he never wins. I mean, he never loses an election. Like, you want to put yourself in that category? Well, maybe you do deserve to be in that category. I don't know. An insider previously told Bloomberg that the practicality of Harry's pitches struck some Spotify employees as questionable, considering people like Putin, 70, and Zuckerberg, 39, rarely give interviews about their personal lives. The couple was also slammed as lazy by Spotify exec Bill Simmons. The sportscaster, who is the head of Spotify's international sports content, said on his own podcast that the pair are effing grifters. However, Harry is not planning on slowing down despite the criticism. Page Six exclusively reported last week that he wants to film a documentary series in Africa for Netflix. Okay, fine, whatever. But yeah, they are blaming the pandemic and the deaths of the king and, well, Prince Philip, who wasn't a queen, but the husband to Queen Elizabeth, who were already close to their deathbeds anyway. Like, these people were not, like, unexpectedly passing away, okay? Like, they lived very, very long, great lives in comparison to a lot of people. So those are the reasons why things didn't work out for you. Okay, you want to say the pandemic happened a couple of months after you made the decision to step down from being working royals. Yeah, a lot of people are using the pandemic as something to point their fingers at for things not working out the way that they have planned for them to work out. But you're not your everyday people. So clearly the blame, it goes towards you and not the pandemic, and definitely not on the deaths of the Prince Philip and the Queen Elizabeth, because basically they don't want to take any blame for anything not working out or anything that they plan not coming to fruition or just going the distance the way that they had hoped for, because they are great at everything that they do. They know it all. Everything is just supposed to work out in their favor. And if it doesn't happen, if it doesn't work out, it's because of something or someone else. No blame is ever taken. So when they came out and they were pissed because they said people are making cheap shots, you can't take it, but you can dish it. Things didn't work out. You have to find something to blame instead of just saying, you know what, maybe this isn't our wheelhouse. Maybe this isn't where we should be trying to focus our attention on to try to make money. Maybe we need to be possibly humbling ourselves and not saying that we really owe people apologies, but you're willing to do that to get back into the good graces and get your asses back where you like missed out on an amazing major opportunity, like the guy who recently came out and said that they both missed a major opportunity to work from within the palace to dispel any thoughts or rumors or whatever there may have been about them being racist or prejudiced. And even if that did exist within some people, staying the course and saying, I'm not going to allow anyone to run me up out of here. But you did. So you ditched out on your duties as working royals. You wanted to come to the United States to make major profits. And then when things aren't working out the way that you hope for, you're going to blame other instances and other people for those things not working out, instead of maybe just looking in the mirror and saying, well, the blame, it stops and stands with us. So I just wanted to talk about that. You can let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section. Can they blame the pandemic for their failures? Can they blame the deaths of Queen Elizabeth for their failures? Or do you think that they need to take some accountability and say, well, maybe we were not as smart as we thought we were, or maybe the plans that we made and the moves that we made were not the smartest moves to make? Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.